Hello everybody, welcome to my crochet nook. I'm Linda and today I have, as promised, the Vega Star Poncho. I'm going to do it in two parts, guys. So the first part I'm going to show you how to cast on and do the 4-row pattern repeat, and it's very easy to do. If you can single crochet, double crochet and half double crochet into the front loop, you'll be fine. I give you all the measurements. The pattern is a multiple of 3 plus 1, and you can do it as wide. If I'm only petite, so I've done it 80 centimeters by 50 centimeters. I will give you the English. I will give you the inches measurement when we go over and we go overhead. I am using the Universe Hobie yarn, and this is 98% acrylic, 2% polyester, and it's 505 yards, 462 meters, a 3 to a 3.5 knitting needle, or a 3.5 US 4. Now for this I'm actually using, what have I done with the hook? Because I want the drape, I'm actually using a 4.5, so I've gone up a full hook size. So yeah, so as I say, I'm going to show in this part 1, I'm going to show you how to start the video, and I'll explain everything while I've got the camera overhead, and then in the second part I will show you how to put the 2 rectangles together to create the poncho, and then I'll show you the neckline, and then once I've done the poncho, then I decide whether or not I need to do a border around it, around the edge. I always do a crab stitch border around the neckline, but then I'll explain everything to you in part 2 when we actually put the 2 rectangles together, which will be which will go out a week after this. So you've got a week to make it. It's up to you, but at least even if it takes you longer than a week to do 2 rectangles, the video will always be there for you to do. I mean, you could even do your own pattern, but I just wanted to, I've done, this is my 7th one of these, so I just felt that I wanted to share with you on camera how to put the 2 rectangles together and how to finish it off to make a really nice poncho. And I think we're going to turn overhead, guys, and let's get this tutorial on the way. Oh, and before I forget, this is for you, Angela. I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so I leave a long chain just for weaving in and that. So I'm going to make a slip knot, and I've got a box of stitch markers, and I need to do 159 plus 1, so that's, the pattern is multiples of 3 plus 1 4. So I'm going to do a chain 20, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, oops, 19, 20. And after I've done 20, I put a stitch marker. And that helps me count, make sure I've got the correct number of stitches. So I put a stitch marker there because I know that's my 20th row, 20th stitch. I'm getting tongue tied today. So that's 20. So that was 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Oops, don't want to do 41. So I've got 40. So I'm going to add another stitch marker. Come on. And that's what I do. So I'm going to continue doing that, guys, and I'll come back when I've got 160 chains. So okay, so I've got 160 stitches. Don't forget your 159 plus 1. So if you wanted to go bigger, just add multiples of 3 to make it longer if you're taller or you're more curvier than I am. So okay, so now the first row is just a single crochet all the way across. So you need to do single crochet, not in the second stitch from the hook, and you just do a single crochet. And this is all US terminology, guys. And you just single crochet all the way across until the end. And I will meet you at the end, guys. So yep, so just single crochet into every stitch. It will curl, as it always does with when you do single crochet on the chain, but that will straighten out when we come to our next row. So there we go. So I'll see you at the end, guys. Okay, guys, I've got 159 stitches. So what you need to do, once you get to the end of your first row, which is all single crochet, you chain 1, you turn, and into that very first stitch here you need to do a double crochet. And as I said before, guys, we're doing US terminology. So you go into there and you make a double crochet, then you chain 1, you skip 1, and you do 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches. So that's 1 and 2, you chain 1, and then you skip 1 and go into the next 2 stitches, doing 2 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, and then you just repeat that right to the last 4 stitches, and I will see you at the end. So you're doing 2 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochet right to the end until the last 4 stitches, and I will come back and show you how to finish that row and start row 3. So that's what you're creating, guys. You're creating like little windows. Okay, guys, I've got 5 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. sorry about that, I meant to say 5. And so what you need to do is you chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets, you chain 1, and you've got 2 stitches left. So into the last stitch you do a double crochet, she says, and that's the only row that you're going to do double crochets. That's the only row you're going to do double crochets. So that is that. And that's how it should look. So what you need to do now is chain 1, turn your work, and then into the very first stitch here, you do a half double crochet, and then into the space here you do another half double crochet, and then on top of these 2 stitches here you do a half double crochet, and then into the top of the next stitch do a half crochet, and then into the space you do another half double crochet, then into the top of the next 2 double crochets on the row below you do a half double crochet in the space, and that's what you're going to do right to the end. I'll do it again. Half double crochet into the top of the 2 double crochets from the row below, half double crochet into the space, which was the chain 1, half double crochet into the half double crochet into the top of the 2 double crochets from the row below, and then a half double crochet in the chain. And I'll meet you at the end, guys, and then we'll go on to the next row. Okay, so I've come to the end of row 2. Now I'm going to refer to the stitches at the rows. So the foundation row was when we did our single crochet, and the window row was row 1. Row 2 was a half double crochet in every chain space and the top of every double crochet, and then when we got to the end here I did a half double crochet into the space and a half double crochet into the very first stitch from the previous round. So we're going on to row 3. Now row 3 and 4 are half double crochets, but you're going into the front loop, so you need to chain 1, and as you turn you can see they're like a V. Can you see the V? So what I do is I've chained 1, and into the very first I put my loop through, my hook through, so I'm grabbing the 2 stitches. I'll do a couple. So yarn, and you're doing half double crochets, but I'll turn it over. So I'm going to do a few half double crochets, and I'm yarn round needle, and I'm picking up them 2. Can you see the 2 on my 2 loops on my hook? And I do that. Now when I turn it over you can see, let me just see, you can see that we've got kind of like a ridge here, and that's how I've created that. I'll just go and get the poncho what I've done, the first part of the rectangle, and as you can see you've got the ridges and it just gives you a nice effect. So when it's draped over you, because it'll drape over you, it'll drape over you like that, you've got the nice lines going up. So I hope you can see, and I put a stitch marker in so I know that that's the front of my poncho, so when I come to put it together, and I've done, I will put it here, I will put it, the measurements, it's 80 centimeters wide and 50 centimeters the height of it, the length of, well, the width of it. The length is going to be 80 centimeters, the width is going to be 50 centimeters. But if you're curvier than I am, you can go up to 90 or 100 and do the width. So as long as there's, so I've done 80, 50, so as long as there's 30 centimeters between the length and the width, you should be fine. And don't forget, the pattern is in multiples of 3 plus 1. So let's go back and I'll show you a few more of the stitches. So let me get my, it's a shame it's dark here, so the stitches are dark. So yarn round, needle, pull through, and you get the 2 hoops. So I'm doing, instead of going through the back loop, I'm going through the front loop of the stitch from the previous round. And what I'll do is, when I get to a lighter colour, when I come near to the end, I will show you so you can actually see the stitches. It's just unfortunate that the yarn has gone quite dark, so that's what you do. So if you continue to do that, I'll to the end of the row, I will before I finish the row, I'll come back and show you what to do, how to do it if you can't actually see. I hope you can see. I can see it on as I'm watching you. No, as I'm watching me. So I'll just show you again. So this, you've got 2, as you look at your work, you can see 2 loops here, and it just secures it, I think, better. That's just my opinion. And that, so you're kind of going under to pick them up. So I'll see you back at the end, guys, and hopefully I'll be, well, I know I will, I'll be at a lighter yarn here, so you should be able to see it better. But I'll see you at the end of this row. I hope you can see it, and it's just a nice easy pattern, but it looks so effective. So I'll see you at the end. Okay, as promised, I'm coming to the end, and you can actually see the stitches now. So I go between them, the 2 stitches. So I pick up the 2 loops, and I do my half double crochet. Oh, she says, do it again. So through the 2 loops at the front, and I do a half double crochet. And then I've got 2 more, yeah, so I've got them 2 to do. And then on my last stitch, I just go through the 2 loops and a half double crochet, and then chain 1 and I'm going back, and I'm going through the front 2 loops. As you look at your work, you can see the V's, and I go through them. And so rows 3 and 4 are exactly the same, and they're the only 2 rows that you go through the front loop of your of the stitch below. And that's and that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this. So as you can you see the ridge here? So I'm going to finish this row, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you row 1 again. But the reason I want to show you row 1 again is because if you look on the first rectangle, so don't forget you need 2 rectangles, guys, whatever measurement. You can even use 3 weight, 4 weight, as long as your pattern is multiples of 3 plus 1. Your first row is a single crochet, and then row 1, I'll put it the right way round, and then row 1 is your window row. Row 2 is half double crochets into the top of your double crochets and into your chain, and then the next 3 and 4 are rows 3 and 4 are half double crochets in the front loop, and then you go back to row 1. And if you look, they all the windows marry up. They're not offset, they're straight, you know, they follow continuously up. So can you see, if I do that, you can see that the windows actually follow all the way up into a straight line. I'll talk to you about the last 2 rows when after I've shown you row 1 again. So go away and finish doing row 4, remembering that you're going into half double crochet in the front 2 loops in the front of your work, and you can see them because they're like little V's, the little V's on the side. Okay, so I'll see you at the beginning of row 1. Well, it'll be row 5 really, but it's row 1 of the pattern. So it's a very, very easy pattern. You do a window, you do a half double crochet normally, and then you do 2 half double crochet rows into the front loops of the stitches from below. So I'll see you at the beginning of the next row. Okay, so we've done our 4 rows. So we've got the window row, half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochet rows into the front loop. And now we're going on to row 1 again. So we're going to chain 1 and a double crochet into the first stitch. We're going to do a double crochet, then we're going to chain 1, skip 1, chain 2 double crochets. So that's 1 and that's 2, and then we chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets, 2, chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets. And that is, so as you can see, the 2 double crochets line up, so you should have windows, and I'll just tell you show you how many I did. I did 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20. So I did 20 windows, and then I finished. So the last row, the last 2 rows are the window row, and then I finished off with a single crochet row, so it matches the bottom, because we started with a single crochet row, which was the foundation row, and then we did the window, the half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochets into the front loops. So for the end I've done the windows and then finished with a single crochet, just so they match, both ends match, as you can see. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Don't forget, guys, you've got to do two rectangles, and once I've done my rectangle, which hopefully will be over the weekend, once I've got this done, I will then come back for part 2 and show you how to put the 2 rectangles together to make the poncho, and how to well, you can do whatever, but I'll show you once I've put it all together around the neckline. I do a single crochet all the way around, and then I do the crab stitch, and then I will decide then on the edge of the poncho whether or not I'll do a shell stitch or something else. More than likely be a shell stitch trim, but we'll see. It might not need any, it might just need a single crochet round the edging. That's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed it. As I say, if you have any questions whatsoever, please leave a comment, or you can email me. My email address is in the description box below. And I suppose that's all from me for today, guys. Take care, stay safe, and until next time, be kind to you. Bye for now.